Have you ever been insulted and you laugh at the insults because they just ricochet? Has that ever happened to you? I think that, like, more and more with social media being so prevalent, you see a lot of this bullshit. You know, people try to get one on you, but it doesn't really work. I actually really like being insulted. I never thought that I would, but the person that you see doing this channel is the result of like 20 years of working in kitchens with minorities that are constantly bragging on each other. So, I think that's why it's definitely rubbed off on me. And it has, like, made me cold and insensitive. But I think that I also just hate the world. And I hate when I feel like people expect too much out of me. Which is kind of stupid because, like, everybody has expectations of everybody. That's foolish for me to think that that is outrageous, you know? How dare you expect me to celebrate your birthday with you? How dare you expect me to enjoy this holiday? How dare you expect me to show up to things that nobody else seems to have any issue showing up to? Like, I don't want to make excuses for the way that I am. But at the same time, say you have like a physical problem. Like, say you're deaf. You have to accommodate to being deaf, you know? So you do sign language. You learn how to read lips. But people, when they see that you're deaf, they probably don't expect you to hear what they have to say, right? They really shouldn't get mad at you for not being able to hear when they call your name. But that's not the case if you have some sort of mental problem. And that's not just because people can't see it, it's because people don't want to. So, I started doing this YouTube channel to talk about mental illness. And showcase just being a mental ill every day, living my life. I don't think I play victim about it, but I know that I do, like, probably use it as a crutch sometimes. But it is kind of a crutch, because you feel on a level that most people don't. You think on a level that most people don't. And schizophrenia is the most stigmatized mental illness because we see things that other people can't because a lot of it is bias. You know, people don't want to see the things that a schizophrenic sees. Like, you know, you can't trust doctors. Authority figures are fooling you. They're banking on your ignorance. And I never want to be arrogant about the way that I am, because but I mean, I know that I am sometimes. I know that I definitely can be real self-righteous, but I don't like that about myself. I think that's bad. But I'm still human, and things still bother me. I don't take it personally that people don't understand what I'm going through. I don't take it personally that other people take things personally. Like when I say something and it doesn't have shit to do with them, but they assume that it does, which is actually on them because their conscience is convicting them. So if I say something that's true and people get mad about it because they don't want to accept it. Look at all that. Actually, I shouldn't put that up. Hold on a second. Huh. I just realized there's a cop over there. But hold on one second, Vortex. I'll show you what's going on. Huh. See? Do you see it? Oh God, that's one of those rides where you just like get sucked against the wall. You know what I'm talking about? And then you have a headache for the rest of the night. I did that one time and I was like, never again. Like, why do people do this to themselves? But yeah, this is the county fair. Anyway, I keep forgetting that it's still going on. Oh, what a joke this country is. Anyway, it's Friday. For some reason, I told myself that it's like Tuesday or some shit. I don't know. I don't know why I went that way. I keep forgetting that that's still going on. But, anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I think it's just really obvious. Like, I've just never, ever, 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 ever trusted authority. You know? Like, ever since I was a little kid, I just always was suspicious of authority figures. And I never believed that any type of authority had my best interest. And, know that the kids that I grew up with weren't like me, and that they didn't question anything and they just went along. The older that I got, I tried to fit in more, and it bothered me that I didn't fit in. But when I went to these social gatherings and I spent time with normies, I just really, really hated myself for that. And you know, I have friends. There are people that I enjoy talking to, but I'd rather be by myself. And I can't tell you how many times I've been around people and I just feel so bored and like uninterested. And it was really bad when I was drinking, because then I would just leave wherever I was and I would just go off and be by myself and be drunk. But you know, like I used to smoke weed to socialize with people, or I smoked cigarettes to socialize with people, or I drink coffee to socialize with people. And then I realized that, yeah, that's not working. That's not working. I still want to be alone. This will be a way better experience by myself. So if you have an issue and you're using a substance, or maybe just something like as a distraction, eventually it won't work anymore. Just to give you a heads up, this is what your future is going to resemble. Chronic disappointment. Chronic disappointment with yourself, chronic disappointment with your peers, chronic disappointment with the world. Because there isn't a drug that can knock me out. You know, like, there isn't something that I can do to make me enjoy people. Like, even people that I actually legit like talking to and I relate to on some level, or we've known each other a while, it's like I still can't wait to be alone again. And I mean, I know that seems shocking because females don't want that. I feel like the roles have changed, because more and more it seems like women are fine not having a companion. But the thing is, I've always been fine with that. Like when I was young, I'd rather just be by myself and be in my own little world. Because my world, the world that I created inside my head, was so much better. And I know that sounds so fucking narcissistic. It really does. And it is, though. It really, really is. But narcissism's okay, as long as you're not hurting other people with it, you know? I try social things, like, as much as I can. But it just fucking drains me, man. It really, really drains me. Like, even being around my people, my Orthodox people, or crazy people. But I think that most people want somebody there to spend time with them and to, like, validate what they're saying. And I guess I can validate myself. And so that is cold in a way, because it's like I'm just shunning society. I'm shunning people that care about me so that I can run off and be by myself. But what they don't know is that I'm already doing that even when we're spending time together. And that's what was so excruciating about being in a romantic relationship. I don't even believe in romance anymore. I think it's mainly bullshit. Now, that's not to say that people can't be happy. That's not to say that people can't fall in love and stay in love. But I think it's very, very rare. I think for the most part, most human relationships are based on pragmatism. Is that the right word? So that's a type of love I forgot. I think it is called pragmatic love. It's like the love that a married couple has for each other when they're not having sex anymore. But they have kids, so they're staying together for the kids. And they probably fight way more than they let on. They really don't like each other anymore. But they are trying to make it work because of, you know, the whole concept of, you know, family. That was my parents to a T. My parents and a lot of people's parents. Because I know plenty of people that thought that their parents should get divorced because they're not happy being together anymore, but they still believe in the idea of family and marriage and staying together for the kids and everything. I mean, I think that women right now, the reason why you see all these women leaving men that they've been with for a long time is because, like, they're being fed all these lies, not just from feminism, but like from the internet. Like, they could just stare at their phone and, like, be distracted. And they have all these things that they can entertain themselves with, you know? So they don't need a man anymore. I see this all the time in my work. Where, like, there are these couples and they're eating together, and one of them is mindlessly scrolling on their phone. It's usually the woman. Sometimes it's the man, but it's usually the woman. And I just think to myself, yeah, she's gonna leave him pretty soon. Because, yeah, they're probably not having sex. He's probably addicted to porn. And that's why I hate the phone so much, because people really, like, I was watching people I work with tonight, and I can tell that I'm getting less irritable. Like, this didn't bother me as much as it has. But yeah, there's no initiative at all. None. Like, if people have a phone that they can look at, they're not going to do anything else, period.
And that's why all these kids are fucking doomed, because their brains aren't developing properly. It's like, look at all these adults that are like destroying their brains. And I mean, I'm one to talk because I've done a bunch of drugs, but like, I know with the drugs that I've done though, that's the thing. Like, I know that the plants that I used like had mind altering effects, you know? I don't think that the people that use their smartphone and they're on social media for hours on end, I don't think that they're cognizant of the fact that like it's reshaping their amygdala and shrinking their fucking frontal lobe so that they don't have control over their impulses anymore. You know, that's a big deal. And I guess that's the case with any addiction. Like, you don't really know what you're getting into until it's too late. But with smartphones, it is so bad. And so when I see all these articles, and of course my algorithm knows I'm interested in this, right? But like, when I see all these articles and videos about like all these people saying like, oh yeah, everybody's dead, everybody's miserable, everybody's angry, the kids are retarded, nobody can pay attention to anything. It's like, when are y'all motherfuckers gonna realize that this is all because of your compliance? You didn't have to comply, you chose to, motherfuckers. You did. But you don't have to keep doing that. That's what I'm illustrating here. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty because you just went along because you thought that's what you were supposed to do and it was more convenient to do that than to not do that. I understand that, I really do. I empathize with your situation because I really feel sorry for you. Because all these people have dug themselves into a hole. And it's a big ass fucking hole, okay? You can get yourself out of it, but nobody's motivated to do that. It doesn't even occur to people that they can do that. And that's really disturbing. Like all these kids with their vape pens, like they're gonna die in like 5 years. Because I see how often they hit that thing, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I know I used to smoke a lot, but I can't even imagine how much harder it is to quit a vape pen than it is to quit smoking cigarettes, because you can only smoke in very select places, you know, like smoking is so shunned these days. But I see people vaping all the time. And the fact that you can do that at work, the fact that it's so commonplace. Like people that you would never expect to be into that are way too into that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's so weird. So weird that people don't see why we're here. But if they don't understand that, like, how can they possibly understand that they could, like, do something different? And, you know, I'm in the same boat. It's like in a completely different part of the ocean, but like I get it. know, feeling stuck, that's one of the worst feelings in the world. But the world, I hate this world so much because it just keeps you in that state. You know, like, I'm not trying to whine about it or anything, but I mean, if you look at all the stuff that is constantly being pushed, trying to freak everybody out, make people buy a bunch of shit they don't need that they think is going to solve a problem they don't actually have. It's like solutions, that's not a thing here. Not in America. Because the more problems this country has, the more money these pieces of shit can make off of them. You know? And the more they can turn everybody into mass consumers and drug addicts, and the phone is just capitalizing on our lack of consciousness. That's why there's so many people bragging about how conscious they are. If you were truly conscious, you'd realize that there's nothing to brag about, because you'd be grateful to God that you have whatever consciousness you do. Because a lot of people don't have that, and while it's easy to shame those motherfuckers because, oh, they're just stupid. They're brainwashed, honey. They're brainwashed. They don't think for themselves because it's not cool to do that. And they're afraid they're going to be ostracized. Take it from me, man. Being ostracized means that you're doing it right, okay? And yeah, you are going to offend a lot of people. Even people that think that they like you and understand you and all that. You're going to offend them too, because you're not going to want shit to do with them either. It's somewhat of a sacrifice, you know? I've really been, like, considering just becoming a nun, because I really want to leave this world. But I know that if I did that, I'd be turning my back on, you know, comedy. Like, that's my calling. That's what I'm supposed to do. But don't think I'm not tempted. And my late priest was tempting me. Ain't that some shit? He said, you belong in a monastery. I said, you don't even have to tell me. I already know. Oh. But that's crazy though, because I'd have to be like in a place where I'm only surrounded by women, you know? Like, I get along way better with men, but I have a much easier time being there for females, because I'm not freaked out by females. Like, I'm not paranoid thinking, oh no, she wants to have sex with me. You know, and that's the type of paranoia that, I mean, it's silly. It's silly, isn't it? It's fucking silly. And it's not like, oh, I think I'm so attractive or anything like that. It has nothing to do with attraction. It has everything to do with biology and my paranoia. That's it. So this friend of mine, he tried to insult me by telling me that he's not into skeletons. Honey, I know I look like a cokehead.